I want to get to KCRA 3 meteorologist Heather Waldman, who's been tracking the conditions in Southern California. Heather, what can we expect in terms of the winds?
Well, the wind gusts right now about half of what they were as they peaked overnight and into early this morning. Here's a few of those wind gusts from some airports in Los Angeles County and areas to the south and east. The airport in Riverside reporting a gust of 37 miles per hour. LAX reporting a gust of 23 miles per hour. We have not had recent gusts at Hidden Hills or at Oxnard. That's not to say the wind is done. It will still be breezy this evening, but our model here shows that through 9:30, winds around the Palisades fire expected to back off considerably, but it is still that dry offshore flow. Same thing for the Eaton fire, as well as fire north of Pasadena. That's where that wind gust really picked up last night and forced that fire to spread very, very quickly. What we will be watching is later tomorrow evening, winds in the San Gabriel Mountains expected to pick up again. Gusts around Pasadena still expected to stay relatively light. Satellite picture clearly showing all that smoke. We showed you live video from that moments ago. And of course, that's just causing miserable air quality, especially for downtown LA. Meanwhile, us here in Northern California, light winds, plenty of sun. I'll be back with the full forecast in a few minutes.
And thank you, Heather. Right now, fire officials are giving an update on the Eaton fire right now. Let's listen in.
Here in Pasadena, as well as in Altadena and the Palisades. On behalf of all residents of Pasadena and the leaders that you see behind me, we will certainly have all those individuals and their families and friends in our thoughts and prayers. We have experienced a tremendous tragedy here in our community. To date, we have over 100,000 people under mandatory evacuation. We've had 5 fatalities. And then we have close to another 100,000 people who have been warned to evacuate because they are in a danger zone. Hundreds of homes have been lost. I'll let the police chief and the fire chief talk about that. But this is an opportunity for us as a community, as a people, to band together and work to support one another. Whether you're affected or not, please take the opportunity to help a neighbor, help a friend, check in on friends and neighbors, and certainly check in on family members. Here with me today are Councilmember Jason Lyon, Councilmember Justin Jones, Councilmember Jessica Rivas, my colleagues on the Pasadena City Council. Also with us today is City Manager Miguel Marquez, our supervisor, LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger, Congress Member Judy Chu, State Senator Sasha Perez, Assembly Member John Harabedian, the Superintendent of the Pasadena Unified School District, Dr. Blanco, the President of Pasadena City College, Dr. Jose Perez, a representative from the Humane Society. Also with us today are neighboring Assembly members, Assemblymember Coloza, Assemblymember Nick Schultz. You'll also hear from Fire Chief Chad Augustine and Police Chief Gene Harris. So again, I just want to assure people that Pasadena is working in conjunction with our neighboring jurisdictions, including the County of Los Angeles, particularly the County of Los Angeles. Supervisor Barger and I had the opportunity to sit down with the Governor of California this afternoon, not too long ago, maybe an hour ago, and the Governor has assured us that he will provide whatever assistance that we may request. And so on behalf of Supervisor Barger and I'd like to thank the Governor for coming, seeing for himself the devastation and committing the Guard and other resources to Pasadena. And so we will certainly be in touch. With that, let me, and I'll go over these points in Spanish at the end as well. Let me turn it over to City Manager Miguel Marquez.
Good afternoon. My name is Miguel Marquez. Excuse me, Miguel spelled M-I-G-U-E-L, Marquez, M-A-R-Q-U-E-Z. I am the city manager for the city of Pasadena. It's been a brutal 22 hours here in Pasadena. My heart aches for all who lost their homes, their memories, and their sense of security. About 22 hours ago, we first learned of a fire in Eaton Canyon. As they always do, and despite the dangers, our first responders rushed to the scene. They found darkness, they found fire, and they found 80-mile-per-hour winds. Air support was not possible under those conditions. Our first responders did all they could under those brutal conditions to put out the fire, putting their own lives at risk to save others. They battled through the night, with more and more joining the fight as the night wore on. Our police officers went door to door, ensuring as many residents as possible were evacuated to safety, including many seniors and those with mobility limitations. They saved many, many lives in the last 22 hours. Their efforts were heroic. Our first responders, our Public Works Department who cleared the streets, Pasadena Water and Power who kept the power on and the water flowing throughout the night. Public servants from so many different agencies came together in the last 22 hours to keep as many people safe as possible. Together, many, many lives were saved. The battle continues, as does our resolve. We will put out the fire, and then it will be time to rebuild. In this community, we may get knocked down, but we always pick ourselves up. Many thanks to our first responders, our city staff, our city council, our county, state, and federal partners, our education partners, our nonprofit partners, our business partners, our partners in the media, and most of all, our residents. Thanks to all for once again stepping up and doing what needed to be done to keep people as safe as possible in the face of danger. We will not relent. We will heal. We will rebuild. These last 22 hours didn't bring us down. They made us Pasadena strong. Thank you.
Next, I'll invite LA County Supervisor and our Supervisor, Catherine Barger.
As I was standing here, one of our Altadena residents came up to me who is very active in the Rotary, and he lost his home. I'm hearing this time and time again. And as the mayor told you, we went up and took a tour, and it is surreal. It is without words that I can even explain to you what is taking place, especially in my district in Altadena, but also in the bordering area of Pasadena. My heart is heavy, but I have to say, and the mayor is absolutely correct, we met with the governor, who also met with the president, and resources, both financial, but also resources for boots on the ground, are here, and we're going to continue to fight this fight. But I would ask people, please, 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 if you don't need to be in the area, we don't need you in the area. Recognize that when we drove up there, these are fires that are actively taking place as we speak. And there were many people that don't live in the area that just wanted to go up and take a look. We have fire personnel that is fighting this blaze, not only in Altadena, but also in the Palisades area. We need you all to work with us. And to those people that want to go up and loot, the full weight of the county will come down on you. And that's going to start with the district attorney, who's issuing a press release and is going to make sure the full extent of the law is played out if you are caught looting in any area impacted by this fire. But I want to thank our first responders, who many of which have been on the line for over 24 hours. I think it's important for us to know that the chief of the LA County Fire has asked for resources outside the state, with the goal to let them go in and begin to fight the fires so that our firefighters can take a break and then start again. But again, I want to thank our first responders, but I also want to thank our state and federal partners, Congressmember Chu, Congressman Whitesides, who represents the Santa Clarita area. It's very reassuring to know that we have an all hands on deck, both at the state and at the federal level. And we will rebuild. And to my friends out there that have lost their homes, we are here for you as we look forward to what we are going to do to help you rebuild your life. So with that, thank you.
Next, Congressmember Judy Chu.
Hello, I'm Congressmember Judy Chu, and I just got off the plane from Washington, D.C. My heart goes out to those who've lost their homes and their businesses. I've had friends tell me that they've lost their homes, and I can't believe the destruction that this fire is causing. But I want to tell you that this morning I was on the phone with the White House and with FEMA, and President Biden has declared this a national disaster. So now the mechanics are set for people to get assistance for recovery from FEMA. And also, FEMA was asked last night by the state of California to declare this eligible for the fire management grants, and indeed it is. So all the expenses that we see for fighting this fire will be reimbursed by the federal government. And also, I've spoken to Supervisor Torres of the San Gabriel Mountains. He's asked for help from Washington, D.C. to close the forest area. So I do want to urge everybody, please stay away from the forest area. I just urge everybody to make sure that you obey the evacuation orders, and that also you take advantage of the shelters that are available at the Pasadena Civic Center as well as the Arcadia Community Center. Our office is going to be ready to assist you in the recovery from these fires. And we know that there will be assistance from the Small Business Administration, which has emergency loans, and there will be grants from FEMA. But right now, the most important thing is to be safe. So that's why I say to everybody, please stay out of these areas, please make sure you obey the evacuation orders, and please stay safe.
Next, State Senator Sasha Renee Perez.
Good evening, everyone. I think this is a really difficult moment for many of us in the community, especially for those of us that have grown up in the San Gabriel Valley and who have come to know and love this community. As the supervisor said, we're receiving many calls from friends and community members letting us know that they've lost their homes, they've lost their businesses. This is a really devastating time. We just toured the site and there are still fires burning, and I want to emphasize to people, if you are told to evacuate, please evacuate. Please take these warnings seriously. I have family members that have evacuated, they have left their homes. I understand how difficult of a decision this is, but this is about safety and safety first. We want to make sure that you all are taken care of, that you're taking care of your families. This is what is most important right now. It is incredibly dangerous for individuals to be up there during the time when there's fires like this. This is a very, very dangerous time, so please evacuate, get somewhere safe, make sure that your family is safe. Also, if you receive an evacuation warning, please make sure, if you have elderly neighbors, pick up the phone and let them know. We've seen a lot of senior citizens just here at the senior center that have been evacuated, and someone taking a moment to knock on the door and make sure that they were informed so that they're getting out of their home is so critical and makes such a difference. We know right now that there's a lot of folks that are struggling to have cell service when they're up in the foothills right now. We know power lines are down. And these fires are continuing to rage on. So, the state's doing everything that it can right now to make sure that we're allocating resources. We're moving firefighters from Northern California, from Central California to come here to fight this fire. There's firefighters coming from out of state. And so resources are coming. We're going to get this thing contained, but it is going to take time. And so make sure that you're staying away, letting our public safety officers do what they need to do so that we can get this contained. Thank you.
Next, Assemblymember John.
And you were just listening to a press conference on the Eaton fire. Here's what we learned. Hundreds of homes have been lost. We know at least 5 people have died because of this fire. The fire is now more than 10,000 acres at this point. And we know multiple people have lost their homes and are dealing with the damage.